everybody. Welcome back to Gentlemen for Cinephiles. I'm pretty excited about this episode because it is in promotion for this event I have coming up with Kingpin. Kingpin is, as you know, my short film that just came out, and I'm here with some of the cast and crew. So let's just go around and introduce ourselves.
Hi, I'm Anna. I played Candace.
Sean Forrest, I played Ace.
Kevin Stewart, I played Lester Diamond.
Evelyn Smith, I played the person holding the boom mic for this whole deal.
I played the boom.
You can see me in several shots that I'm not supposed to be in.
That's, you know, as long as you're not in it for the, as long as we can letterbox you out.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. There's this one in Dahlia Trilogy. Sean starts coughing right because his character's coughing a lot, and he leans, and you see Evelyn's boom just slowly come into frame following him. It was pretty good. It was just like, can I hear it? Yeah. So I just wanted to talk about the acting process, the crew process, all that type of stuff from your guys' perspective. You know, I don't want this to be like you better say good things about me, but I want to talk about it from your point of view because it's such a collaborative art filmmaking, and I'm always like talking about, you know, my vision of the project, and you know, it's not just my vision that goes into making it. So yeah, does anybody want to say anything about that? Anna, John.
Well, I think what this embodied, this project, was the sheer collaborative spirit of filmmaking. Everyone had something to contribute, and our fearless director was always willing to take those suggestions and just hear what people had to say. And everyone pitched in, the characters and the crew members. Everyone really gave it their all from everything I saw every day I was there, and it's a really wonderful thing to see because you can't. Even the greatest directors will tell you can't make a film by yourself. So this is, no director is an island, really.
Yeah.
Some maybe would disagree.
Some may try to be an
but it's always going to be a collaborative art, and Kingpin was very indicative of that.
So kind.
I mean, yeah, for my, like, as a crew person, that's kind of my thought process also, is especially having a group of people that we've kind of worked with a few times. Like, I know a lot of the crew people have worked on Dahlia Trilogy and a few on Milk and Strawberries and stuff before that, and like in the actors too, a lot of people have worked on other things with. So working with like the same group over time, it was cool to see how we kind of came together and got better working with each other over time.
Yeah, and just even how we all got better at just filmmaking in general was really interesting to see, and it's been interesting to track through projects. Yeah, Anna, you're a theater actor, so I would just love to know, like, is there a difference in the process of how you approach a character?
Absolutely. I actually was thinking about this the other day, that in the theater process versus the film process, I've had more time to develop a character in the theater process, because, I mean, you're in constant rehearsals for like a month to 2 months every single night, like talking about what is this character, why am I doing this, what is all of this every single day with your director. But a lot of times with like the film process is that the day that you show up for filming, that's when we're discussing that with more depth, and then you talk about your table read, and then you have time to kind of sift through the script on your own. But then it's when you have those moments as you're going into it. So it is very different. I think that because the time process is a little bit different, and then with theater, because you're raw on stage, things happen and you have to go with it. But with film, you get that second chance.
Yeah.
If you mess up, if you giggle, if you get stuck in something or something doesn't go quite right, you can change and retry. But with theater, you kind of just have to kind of say, yep, that was supposed to happen, and then you go with it.
Yeah. Kevin, you've just done film, so what is what is your, like, I don't know, how do you approach a character, all that stuff? Because you're, like, describe your acting background a little bit.
Minimal at best. I don't know, I'm quite a bit of a neophyte, I suppose, as far as filmmaking and acting goes, but, I mean, it's just, from the first time I did the project with you, Who Put Belle in the Witch Elm, I just really enjoyed the process, like Sean was talking about. Especially coming from the outside, I feel like I see it from a bit of a mean, maybe a different lens, I suppose, but
Mhm.
it is so cool to watch every little piece of the puzzle come together.
Mhm.
I mean, first time I saw Kingpin, I was blown away.
Oh.
I was like, damn.
You were like, what are they saying?
Yeah, I was like, that was-
Just
I mean, simply because I'm a neophyte, let's
Uh-huh.
say, it was way better than I thought
Oh
it
my
would be.
god,
I was
thank
like,
you so
oh
much.
shit.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't have much of an acting background, so I guess right now I don't have any bad habits,
Mhm.
so I'm really just trying to, like, soak up all the advice that you give me and everyone else on set gives me, and really trying to, like, play off everyone else.
Yeah. I love how you talked about all the pieces coming together because I know I've seen this happen in theater in real time, and I've seen this happen in film in real time. There seems to be this disconnect between actors and like crew people, and I try to like circumvent that, but like I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I actually agree with that. I think that there's a lot of times the crew doesn't necessarily come into the show until tech week and that final week before opening, and a lot of it is the stage manager, the assistant stage manager is doing the moving parts, or you know, the actors ourselves, like we're the ones setting our props and moving our stuff, but then the week of show is when all of a sudden we have all of these other moving parts, and they're moving our things for us, and they're setting our things for us, and then we have to give a lot of trust into that suddenly, and that can be a lot of stress on already like opening night. And after the show goes on, you start to be able to trust these people more who are coming in to help make this show what it is, but it can be really scary. I mean, you know, there's quick changes that have to happen, and you have dressers who are coming in, you're having people who are moving your costumes, and you don't always know if they're going to remember that your prop needs to go from stage left to stage right, and you just have to trust that they're going to do it, and that there is that because of that disconnect, there definitely is that, like, it changes things, and there can be a different kind of tension on stage.
Well, and film is weird because film has so much downtime, and so it's kind of difficult sometimes.
Yeah, I think I took a nap.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a power nap.
I went out and you guys were just
Yeah.
actually playing poker. I'll never forget that one day on set. Like I go upstairs to have the crew meeting, and I come downstairs and you guys are doing barbershop quartets of New York, New York. You guys are throwing poker chips around. All the cards are flying everywhere. And I was like, I leave you alone for 5 minutes.
That's definitely my favorite part about this whole process is all the little like inside jokes and
Yeah.
stuff you come away with. Basically every line I've said has become funny.
Oh yeah.
But
And I
it's
love
funny because
that.
every time we watch it, it's supposed to be a drama, but it's like the little circle of the crew. It's almost a comedy for us.
Yeah.
Which is
It's great. Yeah. I think it just goes to show how much fun we had.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, it was really important. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go more specific, I guess. So, Sean, I've worked with you before a lot. You know, I'm just gonna corner you out because how do you kind of approach, I guess, developing your character? Because the thing I really like about working with you specifically, Sean, is you understand all the movie references I make. And you're one of the only people. I remember that one time I was like, okay, you're gonna do this thing with your eyes. It's exactly what he did in The Godfather during this scene, and you just did it exactly. I was like, perfect.
Well, I appreciate that, Erynn, because thank you for trusting me with
Yeah.
these last few films that you've made, and I have learned just as much from you guys working, and it means a lot. I think it always helps to go through the workshops with everyone else, with you, and just sort of get to know each other. You don't go in cold any time you walk onto an Erynn Mitchell set.
Oh my
God! You come prepared because you've gotten to know people at least to the level where you can have a pretty good working relationship. And yes, that always helps too. I think when you come from a film background and a love of movies as we have, that there's just sort of some shorthand I think you can take between actor and director. I remember, I think, definitely during the making of Milk and Strawberries, for example, it was just saying in certain scenes, like, you want me to be, should I be more Powell in this movie? In this scene?
I'm like,
You
more
want me to
my man. God.
Are we going for that one scene in My Man Godfrey, or you want me to pull back from that. Are we going too strong? Am I too William Powell here, or what? But that's the Butler rule. But it was that kind of thing, just sort of implicitly, I thought, okay, if we can use a film as a frame of reference, or we can pull back a little bit. And even in Kingpin, too, I think, I just started to think, if maybe I was going maybe too De Niro, it's like too the older, jaded version of De Niro.
Never
in some
too much
scenes.
De Niro.
Try to go with that, but yes, it was always kind of that implicit sort of background we have of the other films, of other genre movies, especially, that I think really informed a lot of how I play characters in your films. So I hope that's okay.
Oh yeah, that's
because
great.
That's what I always kind of fall back on.
I just need you to act for me one more time for my
as,
capsule shot, and then I'll never ask again.
Well, I look forward to the script delivery.
Oh, okay.
My agent will give it to me. And we'll cut from there.
We'll talk. We'll have a glass over dinner about it.
Yes.
Okay, so Anna, I'd love to know you too. How do you? Because we've worked together a couple times, and I guess we talked a little bit about how you develop a character in both theater and film, and how it's different. But how did you develop Candace? Talk to me about that. Because it was sad because a lot of Candace ended up having to be cut from the film,
a lot
but
of Candace is
I
gone.
still want to know how you developed her.
I think I had to kind of like dig deep into like what Candace's why is, and I kind of like, it's definitely like reading it and seeing like, you know, if I were in Candace's shoes, like why would I still be in this situation? Like what am I doing? Where am I? And like a lot of my character development is full on like closing my eyes and imagining myself specifically in this character's life, and under like kind of is that allows me to kind of make comfortable choices, I guess, with the character, and just like, okay, so she clearly likes Mickey, but she's easily caught up in other things, and it's like, okay, so there's like a naivety to her, and there's an innocence to her, and understanding that, and kind of just reading between the lines of what she says, and like, what would I mean when I said this if I were in her shoes, and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that's good. Pretty cool, pretty sweet. Kevin, I think you're a really good actor, you know, for someone with no acting background.
Thank you.
Actually, at our first
I'm
official public
flattered.
screening, you got some questions about your character, you know.
Yeah, I'm really flattered about that.
100%.
I kind of, well, I suppose this is my first like real role, but what Sean was saying about kind of, you know, modeling after a very standout kind of character who you think applies to the character you were playing, but obviously I told you before even going into it I was going to go for a bit of a Leonardo DiCaprio and Django, which I think fell just a little flat, but could have been better. But I mean, I didn't feel too confident going in with an accent, but it ended up working out better than I thought it would.
Went really well too. I'd like the thing that got me, the thing that made me not cut it, the accent, was the consistency.
It kind of reminded me of another earlier film that Erynn directed with another performer who we won't name necessarily, because we all love him. But
we're naming names. Mac.
I'm free.
But I just remember, I think it was after a rehearsal where someone else who I won't name went up to this person and said, "Are you really going to use that?" Yeah, you're not actually going to put on a ridiculous accent. So that was never an issue with you.
So like honestly, Kevin, I remember because I remember when we had the first meeting about it. I was like, "No, it's good, Kevin. Don't worry about it. Like straight up, don't worry, it's good." And you got really close and you were like, "I need you to tell me if it's bad."
That was
Yeah, well, go for it. Go for it.
Well, to be honest, I guess I showed up with a couple drinks in my system, but that might have been the nervous energy there.
That's okay.
I did that too.
It was you were in the.
I did kind of catch it and hold it there ever since that day.
I'm gonna be real. You went out, you gambled away your parents' entire fortune to prepare for the role.
I mean, it's funny you say that because I was trying to put myself in the shoes where I'm like this old money kind of character. You know, I've never had to worry about anything. Just entitled. Everything goes my way.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course I'm gonna act like that at the poker table.
Yeah.
And frankly, it did kind of go my way, but.
It did totally go your way, but everyone ruined it for
Yeah.
you.
which was
got
just
nudged.
such an awesome opening to the rest of the story.
Thank you.
It's great.
Thank you.
All the shots too. Yeah,
Kevin asked $1 million question. Why did you guys decide to do the project? Because there's always that like nice like I'll let you know if I can work on it. You know, I'm gonna go.
First. I have to think about that answer.
I just want to know.
How do I articulate the answer?
This is for me.
There's a lot
No, I'm
of,
just kidding.
I know, it was one of those things where, like, I've been wanting to get more into film acting because I've done theater acting, and the little girl, like, oh yeah, but I want to be an actress one day, so, like, having that opportunity to, like, get into this, because it was, like, beyond just, like, wanting to act and, like, be in movies, it was getting to tell stories in a different way, and, getting to read the script and seeing, like, this really exciting story play out and seeing it especially from, like, the woman's point of view, it was exciting to get into something that was also kind of pushing my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a big thing, was to allow myself to grow and make myself grow a little bit more as an actor.
Because I know that burlesque sequence was a lot for you,
That
Autumn
was
and I.
That-
Bless
that-
Stefan for being the only man on set
that-
that whole
Well,
time.
the burlesque scene, the intimate scene, flirting.
It was
Oh,
so
God.
funny.
I'm
There was
trying
this, like, their costumes had, like, little, like, furry
Oh,
bits,
it
like,
was
on it.
Oh.
And they're, like, standing there already. And then Nicole comes up. This is a little vulgar if you're a child. Nicole looks at the camera. Like, she really looks at the monitor. She goes, looks a little like pubic hair. We need to fix it.
We had to, like, pull the tie up more. So
Oh my
And then
God, that was a
Stefan
great
every
night.
5 minutes was like, what kind of movie is this?
Yeah, there were a lot of, like, I don't identify as a person who has sex appeal. Like, I don't do like
Yes, queen.
sexy. I don't do like I definitely am more of like the I'm adorable, I'm cute. Like I do that kind of like I'm precious. Like I don't use I'm more like modest, and I'm more like I definitely dress more modestly, and so this really pushed me into I had to pull out a lot of like a higher level of confidence in order to do the things that Candace did in this film, and I mean down to just like blatant flirting was the biggest stretch for me. I could not.
You and Vince were both like,
I love the Vince part.
We didn't know. Neither of us. We're actually in like we're in a small bathroom.
well,
Very small.
yeah.
It's hot AF. It's echoing. There's really weird soft rock playing, like classics from the 2000s, like playing
Doing
overhead.
sound for that was
And
amazing.
we're sitting here trying, like, we're actually like making eyes at each other as each shot is being taken, which was also different because most of the scenes that I was with other people, I actually didn't shoot with them around, and so it was different actually shooting one of my scenes with the person that I'm in it with. And we're both just like awkwardly looking at each other the whole time, and it was the most. Didn't know what to do with my hands. I didn't know what to do with my hair. She wouldn't let me put makeup on. It was a whole slew of like, all right, whatever confidence I can muster, and so that's what this
I
film
think it
did.
worked out really well, though. I must say that awkward
was-
energy.
Oh my God. It was rough.
It was a little like Milk and Strawberry, Sean, where you guys were flirting, where you were like trying to butler it up, and you kept like giggling, and we're like, sorry, we gotta take another take. I'm so sorry. We gotta do it one more time.
That was tough for me, just staring across the table at Vince,
You
trying
and
to
Vince.
give these very serious lines to him, and kind of egg him on, and act like we hate each other.
The common denominator, it sounds like, is Vince with all these giggles.
Yeah, that was very easy to start.
Feels
feeling
very
bad
You
about.
just can't look at him. And
Yeah,
not
I'm gonna
smile. I
segue
mean,
into that
it's rough.
sex scene because that was the first sex
Oh
scene
my
I've ever directed, and it's closed set and everything, and so like I'm trying to make sure.
Oh.
And I've been lucky because I've been able to watch how a scene like that is directed on stage.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't going in blind, I suppose, with a scene like that. So I'm walking Vince and Anna through where they're gonna be and how movement is, and I'm like, okay, Vince, so go ahead and you can get on top of Anna now. He gets on top of Anna. He gets really close, and I just hear him go, "Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?"
No.
Can you
No,
tell me from your perspective?
What actually happened? She's literally so I'm laying down on my back, looking up, and he's like awkwardly trying to like not like step on my leg or anything, and he's like like, and I'm looking, and she's like bending his arm awkwardly, and like
trying to frame
trying,
it.
and she
Oh
goes,
gosh.
it was trying to like position me and position him, and she goes, "Can you feel it, Anna?" And like the whole room. Every single person present in that room was like, "Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?"
I specifically just remember Vince going, "Are you feeling it now?"
No, everyone said it, and then I think we had to like take a 5-minute break.
Yeah.
Nobody could focus after that.
Can we take a second? And then I was like, we did the take, and I was like, so Evelyn, how's it sound? And she went, like sex.
Funny story about that.
Yes.
At the short film festival, right when that scene came on, you just hear a kid walk in and say,
I
say something to his
remember
mom.
that.
We lost it. We were in the back watching that and immediately just like, oh my god.
I just turn and I know it's coming, and this little kid is with his mom,
Yeah.
and I was immediately like, "There's
Like,
this
no
thing
way.
coming."
I'm
Can't
on
believe
the
that.
floor in tears because she was like trying to usher them out.
Yeah, that was
It was
impeccable
amazing.
timing.
I mean, we were already on the floor in tears the whole thing.
Yeah, we were laughing from the beginning. Basically. That was funny.
I think every time we watch that scene, all we can think about is, "Are you feeling it now?"
Well, I
Mr.
remember
Krabs?"
even Vince and I mean, we didn't really have that much, like, intimate scenes, but, like, you know, Vince and I are just, like, gay best friends, you know?
Yeah.
We're, like, two 13-year-old boys in middle school,
Right.
like, and so, like, anytime we have to watch, like, the scenes of us even, like, remotely close to each other,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I turned to him during, like, the cast and crew screening, and we both just, like, made eye contact with
It
really
was
massive
massive cringe.
I remember that scene where like you slap him and like just how many times we had to do that over.
So I remember, like, I was like, "Okay, Vince, we could shoot around it if you're not comfortable with the slap." And he's like, "No, you can slap me. No, you can slap me. Just show me how hard it's gonna be." And I was like, "What did you think I was gonna do?"
Oh, all right, do it again.
It was really fun watching
like, real
that
back.
happen too. Like the whole, I think you guys spent an hour working on that scene before we even like tried setting you up for like,
Also, I'm
filming.
talking a lot of crap about Vince laughing, but, like, I'm the worst at breaking on set.
That emerged to be one of my weaknesses on set. Too.
Yeah, and I mean, Sean knows that scene we did together. Like, I kept like just.
I was like, is my performance that bad?
Oh my god! It's so funny you say that. In Milk and Strawberries is this clip where I just start laughing, and then I get myself together, and I'm like, okay, I'm in it. And then you just hear Thrasher off camera go, "Is it me?"
Not that I have much of a basis to have an opinion like this, but I feel like
Not at all.
when you're able to laugh at yourself on camera, I think it's when you're probably most proud of your work almost.
Yeah, 100%.
Like if you feel bad about it, then you're obviously going to be a little like self-conscious about it, maybe have a little anxiety about talking about it, maybe, I don't know.
Because I giggle when I get like excited about it, you know? Because I'm like, oh my god, we're making movies.
I think that but I think you're right. I mean, when you're able to be, I think you're more relaxed and you're able to laugh about it, and then you give a better performance than when you're like, "Oh my god, am I doing this right? Am I positioned right? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Am I doing
Oh my god, what was it like on crew when those moments happen?
With like the giggle moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that's a good illustrator of like I think especially at this level the barrier between cast and crew isn't nearly as sterling as it is on a big production because like I'm pretty sure I instigated a couple giggle moments
Yeah.
just because I was like there and observing the scene.
Those random quips you hear and you're like,
Yeah.
shit.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, and the thing about that too is it makes everyone comfortable, I think,
Yeah.
too, when you're able to like giggle and then get back into the moment.
Especially, yeah, that's definitely how I feel at least because I'm just being on for the second time. I was like, kind of scary.
I feel like I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. The cigar helped.
So they go here.
The terrible cigar. Charlie
I've
really
had
let me lay that
worse.
down.
I've had worse.
Every 5 minutes, Erynn, the cigar's garbage.
I've had worse.
It was like, you buy the prop next.
I do
I was
remember
amazed
that.
at how much my stuff didn't smell like cigars after
Yeah,
that
mine
scene.
wore off pretty soon actually. That whole rest of the day, I was just like laying in bed. Damn it.
You were like, why did
I
I
just
do
smell
this?
so cigar-like.
Why have you done this?
But no, that was fun. That was nice to be able to actually smoke on the set. You know, that's kind of cool.
I think that's
That helped me
another-
fall in a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
I think that's one of the other like big differences between theater and like film. Is like film you can bring in a little bit more of that realism, because you can place yourself in places like with fire and stuff like that. You can't necessarily use fire in theater because you have fire smoke alarms and you have to go through a lot to turn those off if you want to do that.
No, full disclosure, I'm like 100% sure with Anna in the Tropics that like we were not supposed to light a match.
There's a lot of hoops you have to jump through in order to like light matches, and even just having food. I mean, it's disgusting in theater. Because it goes cold and you have to prepare it before a show starts. So you're not really like getting this like hot, beautiful meal, but you do. But like
it's just like an easy pickup.
Yeah. But I think in film,
would you like this unfinished cake?
Yeah. But I think in film you have more of the opportunity to have like authentic food because you don't have to worry about so many hoops.
Yeah. Oh my God, that coffee. What was that like, Kevin? The scene where I spilled on you.
It wasn't very much, so I thank you for that.
Yeah. No.
It was
I'm
not
like
a full
filled to
cup.
the brim. I'm like.
I think that would have been really funny. I'm not gonna lie, but I definitely appreciated the less full cup more. Yeah.
Got you.
And no one could tell the difference.
Yeah.
But that was cool because I mean we had to like take a couple practice takes without coffee.
Yeah,
so I could get down the
so I didn't
spontaneity
like,
like
just make Kevin like just so damp and uncomfortable.
Yeah. You did a really good job at like just springing it on me. Like I wasn't anticipating. I knew it was coming, but like you were just like,
I was just like,
yeah. I was like, oh no.
Screaming internally.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's an interesting thing too. I'd love to talk about. This is like the movie magic element of it. Like, cause I want to talk about one scene in particular, the very final shot where like I look at the camera. It's like midnight. We've broken into the Ed Center. We're in like a copy room, like that the door just happens to be open and it has a blank wall in the back that we can match it. I'm standing there here. Evelyn's literally right here holding the door.
Oh my gosh.
The camera's framed here and the camera person's holding it, right? And I'm like, okay guys, this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna play the music. I'm gonna wave to you, Evelyn. Then you're gonna slowly shut the door. So like the music is playing and we're waiting, and then I'm like doing all my stuff, and then I like am like down here like go now.
Played it cool.
And then Evelyn just slowly shut the door, and like all that stuff going into it. It's just one of the things that fascinates me about filmmaking is like how much the camera like cuts out, like, or I guess does that make sense?
Yeah. I do think like getting to be behind camera and seeing all the work that we put into making this, and then seeing how it comes together, and knowing, just with one scene how many times we had to redo it, and kind of going back to Dahlia when Sean and I had our scene together, how many times we had to do that same exact thing over and over again to get all the different angles we needed, and then watching other movies outside of that and kind of having that understanding. I think you have a deeper appreciation for the movie magic, is like knowing, I know what they had to do in order to get the scene from behind and from front, and not just. I think that it makes it more magical, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Did anybody of you have any moments where you noticed that?
Well, basically the whole time for me, because you take like virtually the same shot from so many different ways, but it's just so that you can like really figure out how this little puzzle goes together perfectly, and it's just so interesting to me to see that for the first time, because you have to make it as big of a canvas as you can for yourself.
Yeah, and I felt lucky too that like I was kind of scared like when we were almost finished shooting, because Sean actually he didn't shoot any of the poker stuff actually with everyone.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was another thing.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah, basically meeting you on my last day there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Sorry again about that, guys.
We got.
Oh my God, not at all.
No. It was cool because like, what did we shoot? Like maybe 5 or 6 scenes together.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah.
But again, that's a prime example of this magic. I mean, you just can insert your performers in scenes where they're not even together.
Absolutely.
But it's still, I think that poker scene flowed seamlessly.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really scared going in. I was like, oh no. Okay, great. So we're gonna go around and everybody's gonna tell me, like, I don't know if they have anything else to say, if they have any other moment they want to talk about, if we want to, just to wrap it up, all that stuff. Anna, do you want to go first? Or actually, let's start with Evelyn this time. Evelyn.
Okay, counterclockwise.
Your turn.
Yeah, just it was nice working on this thing. I started working like immediately the week after we wrapped for Kingpin. I started working on my own short film, and I think that like I learned a lot being on the set of someone who's kind of practiced and knows what they're doing as a director. So that like was cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, Evelyn's short is actually showing in September. We're gonna do another podcast episode with all the directors of all those shorts. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But Kevin.
Well, I guess as far as moments that stood out to me, definitely the beginning and end. I just get like chills basically every time I see it.
Thank you.
But you know, it just happens that everything in the middle is amazing too. So go watch it. But I think
at the panel.
I think God, I lost my train of thought for a
This
second.
is okay.
Well, I am just having like all the fun in the world working with you, and I can't wait to work more. I wish I was here for an endless summer.
I didn't mean compliments. I was just wanting you guys to like give me final moments. I'm like, oh my god.
That goes for all of you. Like, you're amazing to work with. Sean, I wish we had more seats together. Like I told you. Yeah. Like this guy's.
We put Sean in some scenes when he wasn't around, so we could just.
Yeah.
Not do all your
No,
scenes
but
by yourself.
I wish that I had an endless summer here.
Yeah.
So I could work on more.
I told you Kevin is going in for, what are you going to, chemistry graduate school? And we're gonna snatch him up for the Hollywood industry the second weekend.
If you got a hot deal, I'm willing to jump ship on the old PhD train. So.
I just gotta say, really, just watching you guys work, this cast and this crew, just the level of professionalism from start to finish. I mean, it's what this program is doing, and what you guys are doing is so important, so phenomenal, and it's a blessing to experience that, to be a part of it, and just witness it. It's just fantastic. And talking about movie magic, really, the biggest moment of movie magic is when you see it on the screen. I mean, that magic window where it all comes together, the fruits of your labor, and everyone who works so hard on this.
Especially the people you don't know.
Exactly.
Well, I've been super privileged with Kingpin because it got shown in like big, it's been shown in like crazy places.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. That really, that's euphoric.
Oh, completely. And so just sheer magic there, and how great the movie looks. And really just came out so phenomenal.
I know, it's
so
good.
just a testament to that professionalism, really, from everybody.
I've probably watched it like 10 to 15 times.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that. We got one disc like the other day, and I was like, who was it?
Yeah. So mad about that.
They ain't us.
I was pretty mad about that. I was like, I'm gonna fight.
I was
them.
like, enemies, gotta lie.
10 to 1 still an amazing ratio.
Thank you. We actually like the one now.
Oh.
Oh my god, and we're almost at, I wrote 300, over 350 views.
I
Dude,
do.
Technically, the ratio never changes as long as it doesn't go up another.
I do text
Even
it
from
to
zero.
the link to a lot of people and make them watch it. So yeah.
It is great. My sister, my family in Iowa watched it,
Oh my
and they were
God.
like, "This is good."
You're like, Kevin, do you want to be an actor?
No, they thought the whole thing was great.
Your mom actually, sorry Anna.
I don't get to speak.
Oh.
No final thoughts for Anna.
Your mom was so cute, Kevin. She was like, you directed Kingpin? Do you need an old woman who speaks Italian
yeah,
for
yeah.
a movie? And I
No,
was
she's great. She's insane.
It was so cute. It was
She
really
is
cute.
sweet.
Okay, Anna.
No, I don't want to say anything.
The floor is yours.
We want to hear what you have.
No, I actually forgot everything I wanted to say. Give me a second.
Okay, go for it.
So yeah, no, I guess final thoughts. I think what was great about Kingpin was, I think, beyond just like exploring different sides of characters that you can be, I think it opened up like both of us, Erynn, to wanting to try new projects and like dabble in going even further into this kind of genre and what we can do with it. And I think that we've both kind of had a lot of ideas and excitement about things. And I think that was what has been so exciting about Kingpin is what else can we do with it, and what else can we do with these characters and with this plot and this concept and these ideas. And
Or even like, how can we grow for the next project and like make the next one better and all that stuff.
yeah, definitely.
No, we're talking Kingpin too.
No, we want a
No,
Kingpin too.
We're
Well, everybody
talking
says,
feature length.
everybody, Vince always brings up, what was it you guys decided with Lester's prequel?
Oh,
Was
the
it
Diamond Affair.
The Diamond Affair.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Kingpin. Kingpin 1.5.
Yeah,
The time
exactly.
is-
No, I'm pushing for a feature length where Candace actually gets to be a part of the heist.
Oh yeah, where Candace takes
Candace,
over. You know.
yeah,
Candace
no, I don't have to take over. Candace just has to be a part of the heist. Only character, not a part of the heist, and knows a little bit about it.
I wasn't part of the heist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the only person against you.
I was presumably in the hospital.
My boom was not there for the heist. It was all dubbed over on you.
I'm still bitter.
I love you so much. So thank you guys so much. July 19th is the Kingpin screening. We're at the UCCS downtown space on Tejon Street. All the information will be in the description box down below, or if you're listening, you can go on Facebook and find the event. I'm just really excited. Yeah, Evelyn, Kevin, and Anna are joining us on the panel. Sean, unfortunately, will be on a trip to Japan, and we're all going to be so jealous.
I wish I could
We are
be
lesser
there,
for
but-
He's going to go rent a theater and show people Kingpin.
Yes.
though. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah. We gotta get a translation team going.
Yeah.
But be there for this screening and this panel. It's going to be a sight to see, and ask the questions yourselves that you are dying to hear from the casting crew.
100%. It's gonna be super fun. And then this series is something that's gonna take off. Like transmission is gonna be a part of it for the first 90 days, but we're hoping to do it next 90 days with more films, more filmmakers, all that stuff. So that's pretty exciting. But thank you all for coming. And then let's go ahead and go around and tell everybody where they can find you. If you want to plug social media, if you want to plug a project of yours, if you want to do anything, and perhaps clown you want to talk about.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so just
I guess you can find me on Instagram as miss.annaballerina. I will be directing a clown performance at UCCS this summer, so that will be fun. It's going to be called Pips Bananaganza, so look out for that. If you're into dance, then look up Springs Dance. I am a teacher and dancer there as well.
yes.
I don't really have anything worth looking at on social
Oh
media.
my
If you find yourself interested in film studies and film classes, please enroll in some of our courses at UCCS.
There we
Our
go.
burgeoning film program with wonderful students such as these folks and many others. So we would love to have you in the classroom as well. So
Sean is the best
I'm-
lecturer
oh,
UCCS
gosh.
has.
No.
The whole program is definitely a hidden diamond. Though.
It is.
That's true.
A hidden diamond.
Oh.
A diamond in
Don't
the
see
rough.
Kingpin.
Go see it. Kevin.
Oh, okay. So right, social media. Well, I guess
you don't have to. I
it's
know some people
Instagram,
are-
I guess. Like at K_Stu18. I just post a bunch of nerdy stuff, quite frankly.
Love
A
that.
lot of chemistry. It's
Lester
boring.
Diamond, secret chemist.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The diamonds could be
The
crystal meth.
Diamond
The
affair.
diamond in the rough.
Oh my gosh.
Diamond is forever.
Oh.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Oh my god, this is.
There is one
This
that
is
short
so
film about
good.
like the dying guy
Yeah.
making the cure. Yeah.
There we
That's
go.
a good. Should always
The
be
Diamond affair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is happening. Next
Just
summer.
like there's like 6 spin-offs on it.
Yeah, Kevin, you have to
Just
come back from Florida.
It should
You
be
can't-
James
you can't
Bond
do
though. The
chemistry.
actor changes every like 4 films.
Evelyn.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and YouTube as EV Override, EVIEOVERRIDE. I do. That's,
I mean,
they
if
can
you-
play it back.
As you guys probably saw, we had an episode on interactive films that just came out like a few
Yeah.
weeks ago, and you can watch Evelyn and I watching Bandersnatch, and you
Yeah.
can find that. So
I do a bunch of video game stuff.
It's rough.
That's
And
good
also, my short film Spriggans is on the Transmission Presents YouTube page, and hopefully there'll be more of that in the future.
Well, thank you guys all for coming. I'm so excited. Let's give ourselves a round of applause.